If you are an AI B2B agency owner and you are figuring out on the go because things are going fast and how to run your business and how to run your life, how to get clients, how to keep them, and what to sell in what order strategically, etc. If these are all points that you are figuring out on the go, then I welcome you to this channel. My name is Florian Röhrke, and today we want to be talking about 5 points, 5 tactical marketing lessons that I've learned from B2B AI agency owners around client value, pain points, enthusiasm, shadowing client workflows, and personal fulfillment. So let's get into that. First point being, identify high-value client patterns through data analysis, meaning look into what are the patterns that you see across your clients, either in the data, if you have the data, if you have CRM and data tracking, data metrics set up, metric tracking set up. If not, then just ask yourself what has been the pattern in the recent client interactions. Who are the clients that can pay the best? Where have you found them? Is there a pattern among the clients that refer you, that are easiest to work with, to whom your solution was the most valuable because they are in a certain kind of position? Because it also depends on your solution can be of different value to 2 different clients. If you are, if you just ran a half marathon and you are very thirsty, any kind of liquid is going to be more valuable to you than if you're kind of okay. So in the same way, when your solution quenches a thirst and heals a pain that hurts in a client, it's going to be of much more perceived value because the emotional relief is greater. Now, obviously, this is a very idealistic marketing scenario, but generally speaking, you will find that some clients of yours will be easier to work with, will take you less time and less effort to deliver because of their entire setup and of how your solution can be matched with their systems. So find those patterns. Pattern recognition, and that only comes through being okay with the chaos in the beginning of basically saying yes to many things and then niche down as you go forward. So the point number 2, pain point categorization for targeted marketing. All right, core pain, functional pain, financial pain, emotional pain, social pain. Yeah, there are different types of pains, right? And we want to find out what is the pain point that we are looking for. And can we also not only heal a client's financial pain or the core business functional pain of, something is not working and they have to do it and they can't find a person that can solve that, a human can't solve that, that's why they look for an AI system, etc. But can we also be there as a client for the person that they can talk about everything else that's challenging adjacent to that, right? That we can have an open ear, because that will lead to the client trusting us a lot more, and we will make ourselves indispensable because we are an emotionally good experience for the client. Now, the client always buys logical, so on paper it has to make sense. The ROI needs to be there. But if you have 2 service providers who provide a similar ROI and one you just have a good feeling about, you just have a good connection with, you vibe with, maybe business owners wouldn't use that word, but you feel it's a pleasant experience. You like this person in some kind of way, or you even respect them. And you feel good after you've talked to them, even if it's just a maintenance call. Much better than if the person has like a very erratic, anxious energy, or makes you feel like you're a nuisance to them, which oftentimes for business, for agency owners it is. They get the money, and from that point onwards, every delivery is a nuisance to them, and that is unfortunate. And I would like for you to not make this mistake. And that comes back to like personal fulfillment and having your own life in order and your life cleaned up, so that you actually deliver also the people skills to people, because that's what I feel as an AI agency owner coach I can bring as a piece of value to a lot of people, a lot of my clients that I'm working with, that we find the personal fulfillment, so that we don't chase fulfillment through the business opportunity, that we don't expect the business to fulfill me, but so that we are already fulfilled and we are showing up. And that's really how the money is being made. When the people skills and the AI skills match, and you're not only able to deliver the solutions, but you're also able to relate to the person on a human level. Very important, because then the sale comes to pass. Point 3, leveraging enthusiasm in sales conversations. And picking up on the previous point on human connection and bringing the sale across, making the sale come to pass, then we want to find what we are enthusiastic about. So I've talked to a client, or like a prospect rather, recently that told me about different e-commerce solutions that he's been looking into as a service provision. And one of them, I just happened to notice and pointed it out to him that you seem to be so much more enthusiastic about it, because I could sense that he had a certain pride of having solved this problem by the way how he was explaining that, and by the detail of the pain that he was explaining that. I realized that that was a challenge at one point in his life. 1 second. And back into the content. Are we changing the scene? We have changed the scene. All right. So there we go. Yeah, the cycle of enthusiasm in sales. So yes, we want to find solutions that we are enthusiastic about if we can. So that shouldn't be the main criterion, but if you also happen to have a solution that you can explain well, that still matters. How much fire and how much motivation you have to push for the installation of that solution, even when things get hard, and that you find the deeper meaning into that. That's also a point that I would like to confer, which is, even if you sell seemingly boring solutions, for example, you sell to chiropractors, well, they do change the life for a lot of people. Have you ever been in pain? Likely the answer is yes. When was the last time when you were in pain? Like in physical pain, some kind of joint pain or back pain. This is like horrible. People spend all of their time to make the money, or like rather they rack up all of their health, they sacrifice their health to gain the money, and they spend all the money to try to gain it back, which is oftentimes irretrievably lost. So when people are in pain, you don't see anything else, because the pain goes with you every time, in every conscious state that you're in. So as a chiropractor, if you help chiropractors, for example, or dentists, have you ever had tooth pain? When was the last time it was really hurting in your mouth? Yeah, it's a horrible existence if you live with chronic pain there, or even just temporary pain. It's a horrible existence in pain. And so what I'm saying is, serving these boring businesses that actually help people, you can find deep meaning in that, because you actually help people get treatments, make the whole customer journey more enjoyable for the person. And if you convert leads to one dentist, yeah, people get served. And so find the deeper meaning in that, not only the enthusiasm for the solution, but also the deeper meaning in what you do. And so point number 4 is go and see the work approach. That's what we called in the beginning shadowing your client's workflows. I had a conversation with a gentleman who said, basically all I would like to do is to get on Zoom calls and watch my clients work, and then figure out what I can automate for them. And I told him, that is a great idea. You should exactly do that and offer that. Because why not? That is, in my opinion, a model that I haven't seen too many people actually offer. And I think it's a great model. And I think it's especially great for people who are generalists and who want to stay generalists. This is possible as well. And so, but generally, as an upsell, once you have gained the trust with the client, you can just offer them exactly that. Let me look at your, or like spend a day with your team, if that's possible, or just get on Zoom and you work on the call. You just talk aloud what's happening, which may be good for you anyways to clarify your processes, so that we can see if we can delegate some of that to an assistant or to a system. How great. So see the work approach that is possible if you haven't thought of that yet. Point number 5, balancing niching down with personal fulfillment. So we want to focus on the niche, but we do not want to pick the niche based on the criteria of what makes me happy or not. Much better if we are already happy and fulfilled in our lives, and then focus on what niche makes sense for us economically. Now, if passion and wanting to be passionate about a business for long-term sticking with it is important, then we should consider this factor as well, for sure. But we shouldn't make the criteria, or like rather the decision of which niche to pick, from a place of needing fulfillment or looking for something out of this business, which a lot of people do. And so how do we find the fulfillment? It usually comes down to people and actions, right? What kind of action and environment? So what kind of actions do you take? Basically, how do you live your life, right? What are the habits that you have? And then who do you spend time with, and like what environment do you live in? Basically, these are the things of fulfillment where we don't touch upon deep trauma and these types of psychological forces, which are very, very personal. But I'm saying, like, as a general rule of thumb, if we get a good environment, get around good people, and we do the right things, then we generally find fulfillment, or at least the absence of feeling unfulfilled. And so with that, have a great day, everybody. You can Google my name if you want to talk to me in person, on LinkedIn, if you feel that any personalization of what I've just spoke about might be helpful for you.